All right, it's time to raise the curtain on our theater of the absurd. Playing along is Curtis Houck, managing editor of Newsbusters, and Bradley Devlin, political editor of the American Conservative. So, New York, as you both know, has low taxes, low crime, no corruption, and sanctuary laws that are working pretty well. It's a real well-oiled machine. So legislators in Albany can now turn their attention to other matters that are really important, like joining Maine, California, Oregon, and Colorado, and ban individually packaged slices of cheese, since you can't reuse the plastic wrapper, Curtis. So, I mean, I honestly, first of all, you're looking at those, and we all kind of grew up with these. I'm not so sure these are actually cheese anyway, but they should just go the distance and outlaw grilled cheese sandwiches.
I'm lactose intolerant, so for me, I'm kind of like, all right, and maybe we can just let them go with it. But the very little cheese that I can have, yes, I feel like this is counterproductive, because taking away the individually wrapped cheese means there's more waste, actually, because the cheese then goes bad more quickly than if it's just one big block and you just use a little bit and then it just sits in your fridge. Whereas with these individually wrapped pieces, you can keep it as is. I mean, this is the same sort of thing we have with like plastic bag taxes now in all these states.
Yeah.
And places like New Jersey, they've taken them away completely.
And Bradley, what I like about this is, you know, you pull the wrapper, and then you could like make your indent, your fingerprint in that. That's how cool it is. Again, I'm not so sure it's cheese, but you like this idea by the Greenies?
Well, maybe you can use that fingerprinting cheese method to solve some more crimes out there in New York State. No, I mean, I think it's ludicrous. You know, no surprise at all. They're going after what? American cheese. Yeah. This is a war on America. This is the Greenies. This is the war on the cheeseburger, right? No more American cheese, no more burgers. This is what this is all about. And the hilarious thing, too, is you read some of the articles on this proposal, and it's because they're mad that not all the trash is making it into the landfill, right? Even the landfills cause some economic environmental problems, but it's all the waste that ends up in the waterways and in other, you know, public parks and things like that. That's the big problem that they're pointing out. And I say, yeah, sure, absolutely. All these microplastics and plastics getting into our water and into our public spaces is terribly enforced. I don't know, the laws in the books that say, hey, you shouldn't be littering. Let's get back to broken windows policing, but of course that's systemically racist, so you can no longer have your favorite cheeseburger this summer during your barbecue. It's ridiculous.
That's right. But individually wrapped Palestinian cheese, that's okay. A Colorado woman, she should have taken driver's ed when she had a chance. She was arrested about a week ago for trying to steal a car. She was released from jail, and the next day she couldn't resist. She spotted a pickup truck she really liked. She broke in. But then, Bradley, she realized she couldn't drive a stick shift, so she jumped out and let the truck roll into a fire hydrant.
You know, sometimes you can't write articles this good. I mean, these articles write themselves at this point. I'm not going to say anything about women and their ability to drive in this segment. I'm not going to do it. You're going to bait me. You're baiting me to say something. I'm not going to say anything about it. No, this is hilarious. I mean, more kids need to drive stick shifts. My girlfriend, or my fiance now, is better at driving a stick shift than I am, and it's a source of shame for me every day. And she reminds me every day of this. So maybe I need to get into one of these pickup trucks and start practicing my stick shift driving.
You know, Curtis, we go from driving to flying, and there is nothing I hate more, seriously, than all the nickel and diming by the airlines. It's getting crazy, especially charging for carry-on luggage. But this seems a bit too much to me. There, you know, I mean, obviously there are days when we all feel like stowing our spouse or child in the overhead bin. But this is a surprise when you open up the overhead bin and there's a person napping above you. Some woman on a Southwest Airlines flight, they literally open the bin and she's sleeping in that.
You know, Rob, I was on a Southwest flight coming home from Mexico from my honeymoon, and I was on one of those infamous poop planes. So I contemplated doing that myself. So when I saw the story in preparation for today, I thought, you know what? That would have been a really good idea at that point, to just clear out all the luggage and climb up inside, do anything to get away from the smell. So maybe that's what this lady's doing, because maybe the person next to them they took their shoes off, you know, committed some other serious faux pas. So, you know, we got to hear both sides.
So this guy, this is not an absurd story. This is actually a nice story. This guy, Al Blaschke, apparently doesn't like to lose. The World War II veteran's record for the oldest person to tandem skydive was broken by some 103-year-old Swedish woman. Well, that didn't sit well with Al, so he reclaimed his Guinness World Record by skydiving less than a month shy of his 107th birthday. And Texas Governor Greg Abbott joined him. Now, I mean, I don't know about you, Bradley, but if a 107-year-old and a paraplegic can jump out of a plane, why can't you? And you got 20 seconds to tell me why.
Age and I'm jumping out of. If I get to that age and I'm jumping out of planes, I'm jumping out without a parachute.
Yeah.
I think it's over. It's done. I'm going to do what no man has done before. I'm going out without a parachute.
And the greatest thing, Greg Abbott, when he landed, he said, my worst nightmare came true. Once I landed, I wasn't able to get back on my feet. And that is a great sense of humor by what I think is a very good governor. Bradley Devlin and Curtis Houck. Guys, thank you so much for playing along.
Thanks, Rob.
All right.
Thank you.